Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, damn! I keep forgetting I'm not supposed to swear in the first few minutes.
Oh, I went out the fucking window. Hey, how's it going, folks?
Well, there goes the numbers for this episode, guys.
Right, gone. All
Is
gone.
that actually a thing, or you're just messing around?
Yeah, no. If you swear early on in the videos, it doesn't help it like lowers your chances of being discovered because it marks it as explicit content. I don't know. These are the things that I'm reading online. I'm trying to figure out the best way for people to get to us. What's up, everybody? This is Geektastic Cypher. My name is Doc Holiday. We're here on Free X Agents Media. You guys are hopefully watching us on YouTube or maybe on franklinarmstrong.com/live. I forgot, I haven't mentioned that in forever because you guys will listen to us on the wonderful Mixler, good old Mixler, holding us down, getting people all connected. And then you guys can also, if you guys are on IG and you go to our link in bio for @Geektastic Cypher, you also get to see the wonderful. I always post the episodes right there, so people can go to Instagram and click on our link in bio, and they get to see it. They get to see us do this show on the weekly and talk our shit and argue and do the usual. This week I'll start off with something super simple and super quick that because we're all from Montreal, I'm not going to pretend like we care, but it's something that as a Montrealer, I feel like if we don't mention, people will look back at this day and be like, how dare you? The coach of our hockey team was fired.
How is that?
No,
Hold on.
The both of them. So
how is this relevant to anything we talk about, though?
Because as Montrealers, I mean, last week we talked about shoveling snow. How is that relevant?
Yeah. Wow,
that's way more relevant within our realm of conversation.
So we
I like
some sports on here before.
That is hilarious. I do enjoy that Tobi is throwing the shade right off the bat. The fact that the idea that us shoveling snow is more relevant than Claude Julien being fired from the Habs is such an insult to Claude Julien. But I respect it because I too equally agree. I don't give up about these guys. I'm sorry that they're gone. I didn't care about them when they were here. We didn't win a cup. Okay, next.
That's facts.
That's true.
That's how that's how it happens. If you don't produce after a certain amount of time, your job is on the line, unfortunately.
And to everyone who's watching this, and if you are one of the fans who's going to complain when they start picking the next coach, remember that Montreal loves to try and pick French-speaking coaches because it's such an important thing. But again, if you're going to pick the best French-speaking coach, you aren't necessarily getting the best hockey coach. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. That's 100. That's 100%. You just lowered your pool of talent.
Exactly.
Like, incredibly.
So we'll see. I hope you guys get a good coach. I hope that coach by chance gets to be able to speak French. If they don't, hopefully you guys can get over that because you guys are in the business of wanting a cup. That to me, that's the important thing. Like, let's put this all aside. Whatever sport, when it comes to anything, you want the best of the best. You know, when we as geeks talk about directors for movies, the fact that we've seen John Watts deliver for Spider-Man, the fact that we've seen the Russos deliver, we want the best of the best. So I don't want someone which in my case, I don't care about the Snyder cut because to me, that's not the best of the best. Snyder didn't do anything to prove he was the best of the best. And now everyone was chanting for the Snyder cut. You guys limited your pool. You asked for the same guy that didn't deliver last time to give you another cut of the movie that you don't even want to see. Y'all are just going to go watch it because it's there, but let's not pretend like you guys really needed this to come out of the thing. So at the end of the day, it's not the best of the best you're getting. You're just getting the best of what's in that pool.
Was Scotty Bowman? Oh, you guys probably don't even really know, but the best Habs coach, I think, is Scotty Bowman. Because like he won all those Stanley Cups back in like the 70s and like the 80s when it was harder, right?
Harder and not harder. Like because the problem about the 70s early hockey is that like a lot of hockey players did start in Montreal. Like there was a definitive also because
Quebec.
Quebec was
the farm leagues.
Because like if you went to like the other places like the original six, it's like Montreal is probably the location that had the most snow and the most conditions to be able to play hockey more often. Because even back then, it's like you had rinks, but they were probably not as many as even when we were kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think again, my whole point with this is that coach I don't think was French speaking.
Oh yes.
right?
I have no clue.
I
I actually don't remember if Scotty Bowman. Anyway, if he's not, then it proves my point that you should probably look.
Here's my point. Maybe mic drop.
That's the only. Yeah, exactly. I'll let you guys Google and figure it out. But yeah,
man.
who cares?
For hockey. Another thing that I thought. So this is a personal who cares, but for all y'all, some of you might care. Daft Punk dead.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad about that.
Wait, why? Why are you mad?
Yeah, okay.
I really like Daft Punk. I really was like, okay. I don't feel like, okay, I'm not mad at them breaking up. What it is that I'm sad because it's Daft Punk. And to me, that means like, that's like a part of my childhood. Yes, everything has to end and all that that shit. But you know what I mean? But it was like, really? You know, like this, like after 20, fuck just 2020. Just after me just growing old, I can't just keep Daft Punk. Like Rolling Stones is gonna keep going, but I can't keep two niggas who play on a computer. Fuck that. What are you breaking up for?
Man, okay. So first of all, I think that should be okay. Like at a certain point in your career, you're probably just like, I think we've done everything we could do together, man. Like, what else can we do? Like, so maybe this is an opening to. I didn't really look up the story, by the way, so I might be speaking out of my ass right now, but it might just be the fact that
they haven't done anything for 5 years. The pandemic hit everybody. I'm guessing that because they couldn't really go on any tours, they couldn't really do much.
Right.
They weren't, and the style of music that they produce, I feel,
is crowd music.
Yeah, it's out here music. So I feel like they were just like, well, you know what? We had 28 years. We did good music. We've made amazing things. Let's just call it quits for now. But
let's see what else we can do. Yeah. Maybe alone, maybe as a different type of group. Let's not ruin Daft Punk's name.
But but check this out. Like,
sorry, hold on. Doc was going to say something before.
Well, it's just because at the end of the day, one of the things that my friend was saying is these retirements in music, which is never actually a retirement, is just them saying we're not together now. 5 years from now, they're going to get that big bag when Coachella's just like, we're back and we brought back Daft Punk.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, remember when they retired 5 years ago and everyone cried? Well, now here you can see them at Coachella.
Well, that was okay. You said that, but I was going to add to that before you said that. Sorry, was why even fucking announce it? Outkast didn't announce it. They just said this is our last one. Didn't they say we're breaking up? They didn't get all fucking dramatic.
Did they even say this is our last one? They probably just said like for now, because they never actually answered the will you make an album again thing.
A lot of great bands, music entities, so on. The Bloody Beetroots, I'm going deep. The Bloody Beetroots haven't made no kind of music in any kind of years since like all that like a really electro stuff came out, right? Where the fuck is Major Lazer? Like, people, we don't need to. Oh my god! He's still, just for the bag. We don't.
I just got an album from Major Lazer for work, so I it's just that he's not on the same level. But yeah,
right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. In the house realm, I think the only one that was more of a surprise to me at the time was when Swedish House Mafia broke up. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
I know them.
They were like at the height of everything, and then they just did the one last tour, and that's been it since. I think this is like 20. How long ago was that? 2015, 2012.
Yeah. Look at
this is what so Lee J wrote, Daft Punk breaking up is as sad to me as a Tribe Called Quest breaking up, and this is where I'm wondering, because I don't get that.
I don't get it, man.
Yeah, a lot of people posting that stuff, and I'm just like, I mean, they were important, they did great music, but when it comes to like Tribe and it comes to Daft Punk did not mean as much to me musically. And of course, this is...
See, that is subjective. You're about to say that, right?
Yeah, this is...
Okay. You're about to say that, right?
No, I think he was, and then I cut him up. Yeah.
It's just my opinion for what I like musically. And I'm not saying in the industry, don't get me wrong. I know Daft Punk's done a whole bunch of stuff and has done amazing things. It's just when I look at their importance to me, I don't see it on the same level as like a Tribe. Or I don't see it on the same level as Outkast, So if I heard like if Andre 3000 said I'm never going to rap again and actually stuck to it, I would be sad.
Okay,
that would make
I get it. It's more of a they didn't really have that much of an impact when they were growing up for it to even
basically whether or not you like the band or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Billy Talent broke up tomorrow, I would be here and be like, this sucks, and you guys would be like, who the fuck's that white group? Like, you know,
Nah,
what I
I'd
mean?
be cool
Like,
Well,
with
no,
hey,
come on. I know Billy Talent.
I love
Get
Billy
the hell
Talent.
out of here. Get
River
the hell
Below.
out of here, Dave.
River Below. Come on now.
Yeah.
Into the river
That was their first
Shit,
album.
with the hair?
There's so many more albums after that. So their second
Nah,
release,
there was Cry Agony, that joint. That joint. That was
that
my
is legit their first album.
That is the
Like,
first.
that is
Yeah,
their
yeah,
first
yeah.
song.
That was Much Music Days, skinny. That's just,
Oh
but
man, no, but like I'm with Lee J. I come on, like without and not because Daft Punk sampled like a motherfucker, but I love Daft Punk for the way that they sampled and what they did. Like without them, we don't have Buster
Kanye
doing.
Stronger.
Without them, we don't have Touch It by
Yeah.
Busta. Without you know what I mean? And like
No,
one
they
more
had an
time.
influence.
One more time, and I don't like just the utilization of anime for visualizations within your videos. That's all them. Like
That might be Gorillas.
Yeah.
it was okay. Well,
I don't know
Well,
which came
Gorillaz
first.
is not-
You might be right.
There were other bands that had that stuff before. Maybe not per se anime, but other
Right.
bands had animated stuff. Like even Red Hot
if
Chili
Daft
Peppers had Roller Coaster.
If
Go ahead,
Daft Punk
Brian.
has been around for 28 years, I feel like they definitely came first. I don't know if they did that first, but they've definitely been around before Gorillaz. They've definitely been around. See, okay, so the reason I think for me that I find this funny is because when I think of all that Much Music Plus, Friday night dance party, I think of like Daft Punk, Electricity, yeah. But like Stardust, Music Sounds Better With You is the other one. Like I think of certain songs, but I don't think of the groups as super important. That's
Right.
why.
Yeah. I associate my child. I see now. It depends.
Yo, the video with
Sometimes
the
an artist or sometimes a group comes along that just changes that, right? That you're just like you listen to their stuff only for a while,
Yeah.
right? That'll happen, you know. But and I think Daft Punk was that for a lot of people. So
okay. That's fair.
I definitely think that Daft Punk was like just a dance scene that like their sound lasted in the dance scene for so long.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't not go to certain clubs or whatever and not hear them either. You know, like they were always for a certain period of time, they were always on the list of what you were going to hear in a night, you know?
that's true.
back when clubbing was a thing, if you heard Daft Punk, for me personally, I knew that okay, at least I can stay on the dance floor for this because I was like a heavy hip hop head. But like when Daft Punk came on, I was like, okay, I'll rock to this, the one song, the two songs, and then I'll disappear after, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're very like they make their mark they're noticed every time they come back in, whether it's by themselves or with another artist. Like we talked about Touch It. Like it was random, and then all of a sudden it's Stronger. That was random, and then Pharrell. What's that? Get Lucky. Random. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Get Lucky was a dope music video. I love it.
Yeah, it was a pretty like groovy song, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like
Pharrell. I miss.
Yeah, it's the only word that came to mind. I felt that fit with that. It was very groovy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'll miss him.
Oh, so I also looked up. Daft Punk was 5 years before Gorillaz. So I don't know though if they were doing that thing just in that 5-year period.
Man, I can't believe it's been 28 years though.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if it's 2021, it's like wait, what?
Yeah.
Y'all came out 28 years ago. Y'all started making music. That's
1994.
Like it doesn't even feel like that. Like that when they first started and their music videos started popping off, and you know, and that one story, like you guys were saying, where it's like one anime movie. If you watch all the full thing together, like that's an amazing project. That's super cool. But to think that stuff was like 20 something years ago is such a crazy.
Were they the band with the music video with the guy walking around with the dog head?
Yes.
Yeah.
When he couldn't get on the bus because he was talking to the girl, and he was just like, "Girl, boombox, girl, boombox." My man picked the boombox.
Oh shit! And then we have one last bit of. This is great news. Bobby Schmurda is out. Schmurda's out.
I wish literally right after you said that you played that. I wish you just went.
I would have loved to play it, but we would have gotten flagged.
Oh,
so,
for sure.
That's true.
Super flag.
But you know, shout outs to him. Welcome home. What did his mom write? 6 years, something months. She had it down to the minutes, man. I was just like, yo, you know, your mom's been waiting when. That's some craziness, but I'm happy he's out. Quavo went to pick him up in the private jet.
Oh shoot.
Gave him Did you guys see, have you guys been seeing the stuff that he posted, the Instagrams?
I saw one or two quick vids, but I didn't really like
Quavo gave him stacks.
Didn't he do that for the other guy that just got out too? Who's the guy in Bobby Schmurda's Rowdy Rebels? Yeah. Quavo also met up with him and gave him a bunch of stuff too. I don't know, what's Quavo's deal here?
Quality control. He's just trying to lock down, get people signed up, get people interested in working, either to work with him or either he's going to sign. I don't know what the deal is, but
interesting.
I mean, I'm guessing he's just you know what? Or hopefully, what's possible, that it would be nice to think this way. He's just doing it out of the kindness of his heart. These people mean a lot.
No. There's definitely something going on in the background. That's way too altruistic for Quavo.
I know that. I'm just saying, if I'm gonna, I have to pretend like I think he's doing it for the right reasons. I can't be out here just calling his name out and being like, okay, you're manipulating the situation. You're giving these people a lot of money and taking them home on private jets. Obviously, you're doing this for some sort of gain for yourself. But sure.
So here's the crazy part. Just going back to Schmurda for a second.
Yeah.
This is, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is probably the first time we've seen a rapper take the rap, no pun intended, for something that was gang affiliated, that because he's affiliated with the whole RICO thing, right?
Yeah.
Even though he had nothing to do with any of the bad things, because you're affiliated or associated, it can charge you with the same crimes.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a guy who stuck to his guns, took extra time so his buddies can get out first.
Yeah.
And now he's getting out. Is this the first time we're actually seeing a full-on, potentially rarely certified person in the public's eye? In terms of like this whole rap game is concerned, and his stock is way up in my opinion.
He's
when
like
it comes
certified.
To that. Like respect for life on anything, right?
Yeah, he's up.
That's that. Again, I don't condone anything that came with that or whatever it is, but at the end of the day, when you're talking about that culture, that
Yes.
It's probably the first time we're seeing this.
Yeah. Dave, before we get to you real quick, the first thing he posted on IG was scenes from King of New York with Christopher Walken playing Frank White. And I watched the movie earlier today, and just to remind myself of the story. And I was just like, man, it's crazy to think like at the end of that movie, Frank was doing everything he did for the greater good. Like, as much as he was a mob boss and was pretty much killing everyone.
Wait, what movie?
King of New York.
Okay, yeah.
Christopher Walken, Lawrence Fishburne, Giancarlo Esposito, David Caruso, Wesley Snipes. There's a whole bunch of people in that movie that I was just like, oh, snap, Wesley's in here. But yeah, man, like the whole idea behind that movie at the end of the movie is I killed all these other motherfuckers because they were, running kids through prostitution, human trafficking, all that stuff. So I got rid of them because at the end of the day, I might be a crook, but I'm a crook that's doing it for the community. And these guys were just doing it to get fat. And I was just like, man, and I felt like I know the movie starts with Frank White leaving prison, but is Bobby trying to say something else? Was that, like, are you, because there's 100 movies he could have used to reference him getting out of prison, but you used one with a white guy that. And I was just like, okay, I don't really see, like, I'm not seeing you and Christopher Walken, but when you watch the movie and you see Walken did shit because he was doing it for the right reasons, it's just like, maybe there's a message there.
Maybe. Or he just likes the movie a lot and decided to post that scene.
Message though.
Yeah. Hey, no, there is a message there.
Even if he didn't intend to, Frank White is one of the few. Like, it would have been, like, he could have played American Gangster, but we don't really have American Gangster coming out of prison. You know what I'm saying? Right. So
yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm saying. Like, my question: where are the kids getting these like perfectly cut clips that like fit Instagram? All great. Is there like an app that I don't know about?
Oh, I'm sure he just grabbed it off of something and chopped it up. Or you know what?
But like exactly what I'm saying. Like he just got home. He's all like, all right.
Oh, he's not doing all that by himself.
Yeah, he told someone to just post up a clip for me. What do you want the clip to look like? Whatever. Just make it look good. I'm coming out of prison. Let's do this. And
yeah, I'm always worried too. Like when they've been away from the scene for that long, 5, 6, 7, 8 years in music is a long time.
6.5 years. Like think. Okay, real quick. Let's do this right now. What's changed in the last 6 years? 2015.
Everything.
One of the hottest rappers 6 years ago was Rich Homie Quan.
Damn.
Yep. Oh shit.
I think 7 years. It was a long time ago, man. Could you look
Let's
up?
look at. Hold on. I'm pulling up the freshman class 2015.
Oh
He's
man.
right though. Hold on, let me find that.
Do
like
we even
Waka Flocka, like Hard in the Paint, stuff like that was.
Don't do. Hold on.
Yo, do you remember what the beat for his Bobby Schmurda's like? That's an old Lloyd Banks beat.
Yeah,
Like, that's what I'm saying.
I am tearing. This is
Yeah.
funny.
So I don't know how you adapt to like everything's drill music now. Like
everything.
Yeah,
everything is
drill
like
music
some
and
form of drill.
Yo, but for real, Rich Homie Quan's on. Stop it. Okay, no. It's actually Fetty Wap,
Okay.
Vince Staples.
Yeah. I
I
Grizzly.
believe, why Gucci Man there?
Kid
That's
Todd.
not making it sense. Yeah,
Tenick,
Troy
like,
Ave,
Oh, Rory.
Oh my
Rory's
gosh,
good.
Troy Have.
Boozy Badass, terrible. Who the Dej Low?
Are you-
That's it.
Are you looking at the 2015 freshman class?
Yeah,
you just
double XL.
Okay.
Double XL. K Camp, OG Mako. Where'd he go? Wow. Shy Gizzly and Gold Link and Kid.
Kid. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
That G. Oh, that's so G Unit was starting back up around that time. If Kid's on that list,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, no, it's been too long, man. That's a long time. That's what I mean.
Seriously. Like
So
to think like these are the artists in 2015
Yeah.
that were quote unquote popping.
that's insane.
Vince Staples who Ghost? What's Staples up to?
Doing, I don't know. He should be doing comedy.
Yeah, true.
That's
He's
deep.
pretty joke.
I don't know. He had a couple. I don't know. Actually, he had a couple good tracks. I remember like he was trying to be. He was going to be signed to Jay, and then Kanye. He signed to Kanye for a bit, right?
No, that's Vic Mensa, I think.
Oh, Vic Mensa. You're right.
Vince Staples actually
My bad.
is doing pretty well with music, but like he just has the greatest interviews, and he's very, very like stupid intellectual.
Yeah.
Like really crazy.
Yeah.
He baited out R. Kelly that first time.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's the one that went on MTV and was just like, and then when the girl made a face, he's just like, "Wait, why are we acting like R. Kelly's not a bitch?" Like he's just like kept going.
It was complex. It was the girl from the Joe Budden Complex thing, and he was just like, "No, but for real, guy, we need to talk about R. Kelly." And then like she was like, and he's like, "No, seriously." And then like a week later,
yeah.
It was great.
And yeah, that girl was so funny too because she's just like, "Oh, I don't want to." It's like, dude, what do you mean you don't want to say anything? It's known. It's known. Why are you trying to like? Vince was right to keep going too. That's the thing that I respect about him. He's not going to bite his tongue. He's not going to hold it back. He's just going to say what he has to say because people are.
Does that fall in the same category as Hannibal Buress airing out Cosby?
Hannibal Buress wasn't on purpose. Vince Staples was like, "Fuck."
Exactly. I agree, 100. Because Vince Staples was just full on kept going, whereas Hannibal was like, "I'm just doing comedy. If you guys are not aware of this stuff, I don't know what to tell you." But these are searchable facts online. It's not like it's hard to find. This is part of my comedy act, but here are the things that are actually happening. Whereas Vince was just like, let's do this. You're shying away from it. Let's discuss it. So,
Dave, I recommend this. I recommend that interview for you. Just like look that up, you'll die.
You know, we should have more. We should have more people who are close to people in power that just speak out because that's where it starts, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
No one used to speak before because they were afraid of just not getting jobs, but we have.
Yeah.
So this is what social media should be used for. Like that purpose, just weeding out those people that are in power that are corrupting and have been corrupting everything for so long and replace them with new people.
Yeah.
Once you start doing that, then all this casting stuff, like things would just be like, who's the best person for this role? This person, it doesn't matter where they're from. Like that's what anyway.
Yeah. Yes. I didn't put it on the list, but I just remembered it while Toby was talking. I won't say why, but are we excited for new Kanye music as he moves forward into the new part of his life.
I like
808 part 2, yeah, boy.
I don't
808 Part
care about his personal life. I like his music.
It inspires music. I mean, you can't
He's
pretend
gonna
like
have an angry album.
so.
What?
What you say, dude?
I'd say he's gonna have an angry album.
Yeezus was his angry album.
I was gonna say,
he's probably gonna have another one. No,
I don't even think he's gonna have an angry album. I think he's gonna have a free album. He's gonna feel free.
Oof, I don't know, bro. There's the whole Dabda thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have to get through grief a little bit first. It's gonna take a while for him to get to that stage.
Right, bro. His last breakup, he put out Love Lockdown. He put out 808s was a hard album, and that just curved music for a lot of kids.
That's true.
Up, so like
that's what I'm saying. Like that's when I heard it, I was just like, my first thought was, I hope he gets to spend enough time with his kids.
Mm-hmm.
And my second thought was, I'm looking forward to the music.
Yeah.
Actually, shout to Kanye, and not really shout to Kanye, but shout to Kanye. He survived.
True.
Like most men who go through the Kardashian thing.
Oh, I don't even want to say the names. Most people that have gone through
the thing,
the you know what? Most people who reality TV in itself as artists have been affected. Let's even put it on that. Because reality TV itself is one of the things, and that whole culture that comes with reality TV and trying to always be on for the purpose of reality TV.
Yeah, it could drive you insane because you're just fake 24/7 now, right?
Yes.
Specific locus, right? I mean,
oh no, I know they're a different breed of monster.
Odom, I don't know where he is.
It's a mill. They're just all about the money, and that's it. Everything they do is money motivated. Family, everything has been marketed. Everything.
No,
what's that?
Isn't this her like third or fourth?
Oh, the number is more than that. Trust me, it's fine.
It could be 1, it could be 100. Either way, I'm just happy that
what's the?
No, I mean,
he didn't come out unscathed.
Isn't this her
I was just about to say. He's gone through so much. He's dealt with a lot. But he also, I feel like we saw him have to sacrifice certain things as much as, like remember when he first got into the family, his management and everything started changing up. The people who were dealing with his social media and stuff, there was moves. He repeatedly kept hearing about how he wants to be near Chicago, but wasn't near Chicago. I feel like there was a lot on his side that he couldn't do because being in this situation meant, and again, the reality TV stuff, there were contracts, there were deals in place that no matter what he wanted, they were beholden to. So he had to act on that side of things. And I'm hoping that now that's why I say freedom, because now he doesn't have to be part of any of that. Mind you, that empire, the reality aspect is supposedly coming to a close, but that's a whole other conversation.
I don't know what else goes into it personally, but I just know that if you already have like some mental issues you're dealing with, being that much in the public eye and just every level of activity that comes with being with someone like him, is probably not good for you, right?
But that's the thing. For him, he could heal on two wavelengths.
Exactly.
Now, right? Like on an emotional level and on a mental level.
Yeah.
But that's all assuming that it's not too much of a shock, because if you're in that type of environment for that long, like,
it'll take. That's what I'm saying. When Doc was saying when Doc was saying he's expecting like the music, I'm like, I don't know if you'll. Who knows? He might surprise us all and just like turn into this mad scientist all over again. But I think it's gonna take a couple years, I think, before we see any sort of new music.
You think years? For real?
I think years. Yeah, I think years.
Holy.
I think he has a lot that he like. That's why he bought a whole massive ranch in Wyoming. Like he's trying to do something that's probably outside of the things he's known for.
I mean he's trying to be a Musk, and he's trying to be a Jobs. He's trying to be those on that level, and I think he's openly said that, right? Like he wants to be recognized as a visionary. And it's funny because a lot of people would say, homie, as a musician, you've already been recognized as a visionary. You don't have to prove this to anybody else. But I feel like in his head, he doesn't feel like he's made it on that level. And I would dare say,
what person who's done so much thinks that.
Oh, for sure. Right? But would you say in the pantheon of memorable people, musicians get more recognition longer then I would say
Oh,
a
100%.
tech giant.
100%.
Right, because
people are gonna know the Beatles forever, for example, just like they might know Kanye forever. You know, like
it's the soundtrack to our lives. Like
yeah, that's why I
said.
find it interesting, that sense of I want to be on par with Jobs and this person and that person. When homie, you technically are already one of the bars. Like, you come from a dynasty. There's a reason Rockefeller could have released an album called The Dynasty, because from that generation of producers and rappers was an actual dynasty that is still relatively unmatched. And in the history of hip hop, when hip hop is 50 years down the road and they're talking about legacies in hip hop, you're going to be on that list. When we talk about legacies in tech, yes, Jobs and Musk are going to be on the list, but Kanye's on the list. Like, that's why I always find it interesting. But like you said, Toby, you're always your own toughest critic. You always want to be rising above.
Yeah,
but
there's something I always like, even with like martial artists and boxers and stuff, right? I'm like, man, you've made so much money. Why are you still doing this? And there's something to be said about the passion, right? It's just bigger than you. Like, it's bigger than you.
Yeah.
Right. So no matter, your appetite is never quite, like, it's never satiated.
That's why you see like UFC fighters and wrestlers, like a lot of them go to a much later age because they're more addicted to that rush of
exactly.
Like, I want to be there, you know, as long as I can deliver. I mean, what's his name in hockey? Jaromir Jagr or whatever.
Wow, he's probably still playing, right? He's like 50.
Yeah, like he's still playing and he's still better than the average player. Like, he's not as good as he was,
of course.
Yeah.
But like I remember one time reading stats and they're like, his stats were ridiculous. He's like, he's played on this many he's been around while like all this extra stuff happened, and like they're talking about like making like teams changes to rules and all this stuff, and he's like, and he's still like top whatever of like, I don't know, there's like a bracket system to say they're above a certain echelon, and he's like, he's still here. And you're like, wow.
Dude's like 50, legit.
Yeah.
Like, he's won Stanley Cups with Mario Lemieux.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
dope,
crazy.
I like that.
Yeah. That's insane.
That's for people who have raw passion, though.
Say what, sorry?
I said that's like people who have raw passion. That's like,
yeah, you just always want more, I think. And it's hard to, and it probably drives you insane that nobody else sees things like you do. Like, I understand Kanye to an extent.
Yeah.
You know? But imagine having just seeing something and not being able to oh, I hear myself twice for a second there. Not being able to express it. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
But I feel that we all go through that though, right? Exactly. Like, until you sharpen or you hone in on the skill to do it. Like, you know, I have so many ideas for music videos based on visuals that I see and concepts, but I'm not like an artist, so I can't make an animation. I'm not a director, so I'm not a storyboarder. Like, there's so many things that I'm just like, oh man, I have this idea for this thing, but I'm just like, what? Maybe I could use my Transformers to represent different people and set them up in the style.
You also don't, have the access to the resources that he has.
Yeah.
Right. So like,
a whole other
but maybe
that is Kanye, a whole other conversation.
maybe for Kanye, he's
1.3 billion. Let's do this. Yeah. God damn.
Maybe for Kanye, maybe he's going through the concept also of like, he doesn't want to be known only for music. You know, like there's people who go through that. Like, I think there's a lot of people who try and like, perfect classic example would be Michael Jordan, how he decided to go to baseball.
No, Jordan didn't want to be known for baseball. Jordan just did that because he needed a break from basketball. We all understood there was things going on in his life. Let's not pretend like he wanted to actually be known for baseball.
Right. So then, so then the Rock and filming, wrestling and filming.
Yeah, but I don't think that. I think The Rock always wanted to be an actor and went through wrestling. Like, he always wanted to be a star, whether it was through wrestling or through TV. He always had, like, if you've watched the first episode of his show, it's Play the Gimmick. He says, "I'm still playing the gimmick." He said it in the beginning of the show. I might not be wrestling. I'm still playing the gimmick.
Yeah,
and the gimmick is
Kanye.
Like
Kanye's problem though is that he doesn't recognize, and I think it's its fatal flaw, is that he doesn't recognize that he's not the average person anymore.
Right.
That's the one thing. He says things like we're all supposed to just get it. And he has to realize that he has to bring it. But is he going to learn that, like, to bring it down for the people who aren't on the same level, on the same wavelength as you, for them to understand your vision, because otherwise you just sound ignorant.
Yeah.
To them.
Lupe said it best.
What did Lupe say?
They told me I should come down, cousin, but I flatly refuse. I won't come down nothing.
That's true. That's true. But Kanye needs to dumb it down a bit.
Yeah. That's here's the thing. If you can decide to stay above the fray, by all means, if you want to stay above, go ahead. But you can't be upset when people don't understand you, and you can't start lashing out at people and like start insulting everyone. Like, you're above the fray, but they don't understand. So you just start calling everyone else idiots. It's like, well, but they don't understand, man. That's like, there's some of us, we're not on the level. I like, when, and Tobi, I think we mentioned it, when Kanye came out and started talking about slave mentality, I didn't like how he said it, but I understood.
But we understood.
And there's a professor at a university, and I don't remember where. I just kept seeing the tweet who said, and one of the students said, "Our professor doesn't want us to call black people slaves. He wants us to call them enslaved, because that's what they were, not who they are."
Right.
And I was just like, that's what Kanye was trying to say.
Exactly.
Don't be enslaved to a system. But Kanye came out saying, "You're all like," he just you're all
just
it's like, whoa, Kanye.
He just word dumps. He doesn't I don't think he's capable, and that also might be part of this whole like mad genius thing. Like, he can't outside of music, he can't arrange those things in a way for people to really understand what he's trying to say. Whereas in music, he can literally arrange his music so you understand him through his music, right? So maybe he should do everything in musical format from now on. any interview, just send him a pack and have him play the pack for your interview.
Sample conversation.
Oh my god! Imagine he goes into an interview and he raps the whole way through.
It might be better because he actually makes a lot more sense on his songs.
What do you want to say? And then the music just might. To the wall, and he just starts like, "What is happening? Why are we going back to such an old song?" Because I'm talking about, oh shit, homie, let's do this. So the quality walks up, and he's just like, "Okay, I'm here, man."
Man. Those are good times musically too, man.
Right?
Yeah.
We keep joking. I miss old Kanye. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not mad at new Kanye. I still miss old Kanye. But that's
I'm not sure if that's what you miss though, because it was such a refreshing.
I definitely miss that his early work and the boom bap he was making, and evolving the boom bap in a way that. There was elements that other producers had not added to boom bap before.
That's exactly it. Like, sampling was not. He changed the sampling.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. He was doing it at a different level, and I miss that.
You remember the song he did with Game?
Which one?
Wouldn't Get Far.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I legit found that sample the other day and like was just like clicking on the song at the parts that Kanye looping, and I'm just like, that's what he did. This nigga's a genius. And you're like, I'm legit getting hyped because you're just like, I feel like how he probably felt when he was just like, oh shit, yeah,
that's the one.
Like that.
You know how many times on that note, I listen to a song that I'm like, man, this is the sample, and I'm like, man, I wish I was there when he found that. Just put it together for the first time, like what that energy was. I always want to be there for that.
Makes me think of Soul.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Makes me think of Soul though.
Yeah. But that's exactly it. When you're in the flow state, there's an energy within that's when you feel like you've made your best beat, like that feeling. It's rare.
Yeah.
But when you get in that pocket, there's nothing like it.
Only ever felt it once when I produced that one, like 3 beats, and I made. There's this one beat I made, and the other all 3 were actually pretty solid. Like I was proud of how I cut the sample, how I blended everything, how I chopped it up.
That made you make the ugly face.
But yes, using the Christopher Drake movie score music from Crisis on 2 Earths Justice League.
Jeez.
And sampling that. And when I did it, and it had, and Skinny, I've played it for you once before, and you made a face of like, yo, what is this? And I was just like, I made this one. You're like, what? And I remember the first time, because Cosmo, shout out to DJ Cosmo. Cosmo helped me like this when he was teaching me how to like chop up samples and stuff like that. And that was the beat I made for my practice. And Cosmo goes, so this is the first one you're making? I was like, yeah. He's like, man, I can't wait to see what happens if you stick with this, because if this is the first one, and then
you know what's funny about that statement?
I sold Skinny my MPC.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. When I heard that for the first time from people, that's when I went, oh, maybe I should keep doing this. That's right. That is a good reason to continue.
Yeah.
Once if someone says that to you and they're into music they're producers themselves,
and someone you respect too. Like
exactly.
I respect Cosmo.
Like,
you know,
I remember when Skinny said that to me, like years ago. Yeah. He's like, "What? You made this?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh," and I was like, "All right, cool." And then Matik said the same thing when he came to my house. Some other producer that we know. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'm not just doing this for fun then. Like, there might be there might be something here, because I've always wanted to be a part of it. You know, whenever I hear a song, I'm like, oh, I can make that. You think that, but you're like, well, I don't know how to do this. Yeah. But shout out to Justin Hood, man. First time I got introduced to the Native Instruments machine was through him. And then I remember we just wanted a crazy like beat making, rapping. They weren't the best, obviously, because we just started out, but we wanted a crazy like spree with it. It was fun.
That's wild. Yeah. Guys, we got to get to the next segment right now. But real quick, I mean, technically this isn't really a trailer, but I wanted to play something. We're going to be talking about it a little bit later, but here is the little clip that was released by Marvel Studios, Sony, for the new Spider-Man, the official title. So let's play that little clip right now.
Sorry.
All right, so?
Gave us a fake name again.
Not shocked.
Yeah. I just don't understand why he keeps doing this.
You don't understand?
Really?
I feel like it's pretty obvious to just spoil things.
I don't spoil things. Name me one thing that I've actually spoiled.
The last movie title. I think
All right.
Wild. So
they always have to have the word home in it.
That's the gimmick. That's the Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home is the new Spider-Man, the third Spider-Man 3. We're going to be talking about that in the news segment. But first, we're going to get to our View the Right Thing. Skinny, you were checking out I don't know what Unhinged is. I was going to say show, but I don't know if
it's the movie with Russell Crowe.
Yes, sir.
Oh, God.
I don't think I've watched it yet.
Oh, gosh.
Good.
Damn.
You shouldn't.
Listen.
Rough.
Okay, so like the beginning of the movie, I'm not gonna go. It's bad. Just thumbs all the way down. Fuck this movie. But beginning, Russell Crowe, angry. I don't want to say sorry, Dave. Angry white male gets into a altercation at a stoplight with a young female. He goes into this speech about kids today, and they all don't know how to say sorry and take responsibility for your actions. And you're like, okay. And she's like, look, man, just could you please? I mean, I guess she might have been rude because I was watching this like slightly. That's why I can only give it a thumbs down quickly, because from what I've seen, it was just eh. Anyways, long story short, he hunts the girl down. He gets her phone. He starts proceeding to kill people within her life, starting with a blind date she was gonna have with a dude. He kills the guy while on the phone with her. He then goes to her brother's house and kills his girlfriend. And it's just like, come on, Russell Crowe. Like, really, bro? You doing this?
Oh,
Like
You
hands
want to
up.
know? You know what the French title for this movie is?
Give me that.
Enragé.
Yo,
Oh, this movie is
this
so
is
odd.
sounds lame. That's
It's not good, and like the whole time you're kind of like, all right, so you know this old man has your phone and he's killing a dude that you're going on a date with at a diner. Nobody in the diner is calling the cops.
What?
He's not calling the cops. Like, man proceeds like how? No, just no. Bye. Goodbye.
Okay.
I think I did hear that too. I think that's also why I never watched it. It's
Don't
because
watch
I heard that it was just kind of pointless.
Yeah.
This sounds like a poor man's falling down.
A poor falling down. What's falling
Falling
down?
down it's a movie with Michael Douglas where like similarly he just has a bad day and randomly he leaves his car.
Oh yeah, the one where he has
But
the
his
buzz.
at the end of that one, there's a purpose. Like you find out like a greater scheme at the end, and you realize
isn't that movie like 30 years old?
It's all.
Oh yeah. I think it's because he's frustrated with like society and all this stuff. But then you find out also he has like because it's been a fucking long time since I've seen the movie. I think there's also like a love interest, or there's like some type of like actual problem he has in his life that set him off.
He cracked.
Yeah, he cracked one day, but like this just sounds like a crappy version of that. And that movie is not necessarily the best. Like it's a good movie. I enjoy it a lot, but because it's how it's filmed is just great. And it's also like a film of like it's a 90s film, you know what I mean? It has like that 90s vibe to it. But I remember watching it, I was like, this is great, but you're making it sound like someone made a B version of that movie.
This is like a D version of any movie. So like, listen, Russell Crowe's character name is just called Man. That's it.
Boy.
Really?
No.
I gotta check that out. I want to see that.
Unless you're Christopher Nolan, you don't just get to name characters like Man or protagonist or whatever he named. What's his name in the movie? I watched I Care a Lot.
Okay.
I've been trying to figure out what I feel about this movie for like the last couple days since I watched it. And I'll say it's a good movie, well acted. Everyone brings their A game. I just don't understand the protagonist's motivations. And I get that some people might say, as a guy watching this movie about a female lead, maybe that's why I don't get it. I don't think that's the case because I feel like the archetype for who the character isn't based on gender. I feel there is reference to gender and it plays a part at some point. But I also think the person is just a horrible person to be a horrible person. And I think that's just kind of what the story is. Like you watch the movie and you're just like, oh, you're just a horrible person. But this whole movie is just about a horrible person. There's nothing redeemable about them whatsoever. At no point, you know how you watch a movie and you're just like, well, at some point they're going to like give us some redeeming quality so that you don't hate this person that you're watching throughout the entire film. They do not. This movie does not let up. This person is bad from beginning to end. And you're just like, the whole time you're like, well, I have no reason to root for you. Even like, if the character was a black man doing this, I would still be like, I can't root for black on this one because you are a horrible person. So, you know, whereas what I was talking about earlier with King of New York, at the end of that movie, when you find out that Frank White killed everybody and is trying to run the drug game because he doesn't agree with, you know, human trafficking, underage prostitution and stuff like that, that you might not like Frank White, but there's a redemption to him at the end. In this movie, I don't feel like they redeemed this character whatsoever. So it was kind of intense.
Who's the main character in this?
Rosamund Pike. Rosamund Pike.
Okay.
Girl Gone.
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl. Sorry, yeah. My apologies.
Was that the last movie she was in?
No, I think she's done. I just don't remember what else.
I think that was the last big movie she did. Maybe.
Possibly.
I don't remember her in anything else.
But again, man, that's one of the things. She is amazing in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird thing to watch a film, not like someone, and think, Like, whoa, you're so good in this role, but I fucking hate you. I can't stand you in this role. Peter Dinklage is in it, and he's great. He's a little crazy, but Diane West is really good in it too. She plays the elderly person who's being taken advantage of. But yeah, man.
All right. It sounds like a pretty decent cast.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because it's available on Netflix in some markets and on Amazon Prime in others. So if you guys are looking for the film in Canada, you're good. It's on Amazon Prime. In the States, I'm not 100% sure where it's playing. And yeah. Oh, it seems like she's done some voiceover work recently.
Okay, probably obscure things we've never heard of.
Oh, and it's true. The last thing I heard her in was Thunderbirds Are Go, that new like 3D animated version reboot of Thunderbirds. She plays Lady Penelope, which is for kids, but I watched it because I used to watch Thunderbirds. Remember we used to watch the Marionettes on YTV when we were kids? Am I the only one?
Yeah.
Captain Scarlet,
that other spy one.
Yeah, there you go.
Captain
Yes,
Scarlet.
gang. Right there was Skinny. He understands me. But yeah, go check it out if you want. There you go. Lady Penelope out in the streets killing people. It's good.
Thunderbirds was so long. It was an hour. Fuck that show.
But the new ones are actually good because they're not trying to do that hour-long format. It's very much like, here's some action. Here's like a spaceship going into space. Here's we're trying to break the sound barrier. And then there's like a stealth ship in the new one that's run by someone that's not part of the original family. She's like brought in, and it's like super cool. And I was just like, yo, this is pretty dope. Like it was fun. It was fun to watch. So if you guys are looking for like a random cartoon, check out Thunderbirds Are Go for the updated version, because I thought that was
since you're on Amazon Prime and you saw I Care a Lot, I saw a movie on there yesterday. I kind of fell asleep an hour and a half into it.
Oh, that's not
but
it's usually only 2 hours.
I know.
Yeah, like so you fell asleep.
The reason why
it's like I can't watch this anymore. Your brain's just like,
yeah. Actually, here's the ironic part. Okay, it's called The Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
Oh, don't spoil this. I'm supposed to watch.
I'm not gonna
watch this weekend.
I like how quickly you put your drink down.
No, because wait.
I'm not gonna spoil it. This is what I was gonna say. I want you to watch it.
Okay.
Since we both like
Time
Groundhog's Day, Time
love
of
it.
Kind. We've seen pretty much all of them at this point.
Yes,
okay.
Same.
Tell me what you think about this one, and then we'll talk about it next week. I wanted to point it out for you. I'm recommending everyone listening right now, go watch this. We're gonna talk about it next week. I have a lot to say.
Okay, cool. I'm excited.
Yeah. And there's a reason I fall asleep, and I'll explain that next week too.
Okay, you've already set the bar though by saying you fell asleep and then saying the title. Because
we have different tastes, but I feel like we'll agree on this.
Yeah. But that's the thing.
You'll just watch it at a faster speed and finish the movie. That's the difference here.
True. I am because my partner actually really wants to watch it, and
okay.
So
it's interesting. It's like I'm not gonna say don't watch it. I'm saying it's interesting, but I just have a few things I wanted to.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, that's fun. Before we get to WandaVision, because we're gonna save that for last. Ghost of what is it?
Tshusima. So Ghost of Tsushima is actually a video game for the PS5.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, for PS4. And basically, I've heard of a lot of hype. This game has been hyped for like the second it was like said it was going to be made type thing. So
like Cyberpunk.
It was like super hyped like Cyberpunk. So I'm here to confirm or disprove the hype, and I'm saying the hype is real for this fucking game. I've not been addicted to a video game. I've not been addicted to a video game like this since Arkham City on the PS3.
Okay.
It's like
but isn't Red Dead kind of like this too?
Well, that's what I was about to say. I would say this is essentially, if I had to compare it to a game, I would. I'm not necessarily based off of who I've talked to because I've never played Red Dead. I'd say this is the samurai version of Red Dead.
Ooh,
how I would describe it to people.
You just got me because Red Dead is fun. If you're telling me I get to be a samurai and
dude, this is like.
Dude, I play Red Dead online. Like I like this.
Gameplay wise, it's essentially the controls. It's the feel of the Batman Arkham games, but like the
beautiful scenery
of the Jedi Fallen Order. It's essentially what Jedi Fallen Order is. What I wanted to be sword fighting wise.
Yeah,
it is like And so the map is huge, and you have 3 chapters. I'm basically at the end of chapter 2, which is like it's taking me like over a month to get to that point. Mind you, I'm not a hardcore game. I don't play necessarily every day, but this is like a game where every aspect of the game I want to do. There is no bad aspects to this game in regards to like fun.
Wow, this looks fantastic.
And it's basically you start off. It's I don't know. It's like they're taking not a mockumentary game, but it's essentially when the Mongols try and take over China. It's like you trying to defend Tshusima, which I think historically was taken over, but this is you like not letting it take over. Like I have a friend who's played the game who actually suggested I play it, and he's like, historically speaking, they really do a good job of like playing off the facts. Like he could compare it to like God of War, how they're playing with facts, you know?
Yeah.
But let's put it this way: I'm essentially 2/3 of the way done the game. Literally yesterday, I unlocked something that changed the game, that made it that much better. And I'm like, you're still giving me more. Like, I'm this far, and I think I have everything. And then randomly, I'm like given an attribute that I'm like,
that's cool.
Amazing. Like, this is dope.
I'm watching gameplay right now as you're speaking, and it looks really, really good.
It is ridiculous. Like, if I were to name
I'm looking up the historical relevance of the
like.
We're all doing research as you're talking here, Dave.
Yeah, because the thing is about this game, straight up, if I were to nitpick, the only things I don't like is that I agree that there's not enough colors for your suits, I guess. Or they're just all very similar. Like you won't have.
So that's a reach. We're reaching for nitpicks now.
But that's a testament.
There weren't enough colors.
That's a testament to how good this game is.
You know what this looks like to me, Dave?
3D samurai game.
It looks like oh man. It looks like a better version as I'm watching this guy ride the horse through the scenery and the trees and stuff. It looks like Legend of Zelda on Nintendo 64.
Better?
What's not the Ocarina of Time, the one before that. Ocarina of Time, actually. That's when you got the horse and everything, right? It literally looks like a bigger, better version of that.
It's essentially Breath of the Wild, but not cartoony. It's very serious. And the thing that's dope is you could actually change the scenery instead of being colors. You could play the game black and white.
Yeah.
And it gets intense because at one point in time you fight in a certain stance that makes you fight black and white. And I'm like, oh man, if I would play the whole game this way, it would have been over. I would have been going crazy. And I was talking with a friend. I can't necessarily confirm this, but apparently if you change decisions in the game, it actually changes the story to a certain degree. Because I was talking to him about something, and he's like, wait, what did you just do? And he's like, and I explained to him what I did, and he's like, okay, we can't talk anymore because I have so many questions, because I think we actually are playing a different version of the game. But so it almost has like a Fable vibe to it in that sense.
I feel
that means you can go back and make different decisions, and it's a whole new game.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Fable, that's becoming a standard, though. Since Fable, I feel like a lot of game developers have been like, if I'm going to make a game that you play through, I want to give you replayability. And when you have replayability where the decisions you make can adjust for good or bad, that's a huge, because like my buddy told me for Red Dead, he's just like, try and play the game as saintly as possible. And well, that's the thing. He told me that's how he played, and he's just like, try and play the game like that and see how you like it. Because you who likes to play it the other way, I know you're gonna get that other ending no matter what, because that's how you like to play. And I started playing up until a certain point, and then I splintered, and I have 2 different saves. And one of the saves is where I try and play the game proper, and the other one is where I literally am just wanted everywhere, and I just kill anyone who comes after me.
Westworld styles.
Yeah. Anytime I like go to sleep, when my character wakes up, has bounty hunters on him, and I'm like, damn it! And I get on the horse and I start booking it, or I take them on where like I like group them together and I like throw Molotov cocktail and blow them up, stuff like that. I just start I start rounding them up. I try and get them to ridges so that I can like snipe them. Anyways, it's a long story of how evil I get.
Did anyone ever try
on the fires after? Anyways, it's all good. I'm not that much of a monster.
Yeah, I think you're right about like a lot of games not long ago started focusing more on those branch decisions.
Yeah.
And a lot like Life is Strange. That was one of the weirdest ones. You ever try that one?
No.
No? Okay. Detroit Become Human.
Oh, I want to play that.
It's okay. It's good. It's good. It's
Okay.
good. Yeah, it's not like, again, it's games get hyped, and then when they come out, it's like, oh, it's just a good game. It's not like the best game you've ever seen in your life. But
sorry, go ahead, Dave.
No, I was just gonna say this game completely gets it dominates the hype. It rapes the hype almost, if I may be vulgar. But I'd say and the other thing that's like last 2 points is the way you could change your style of killing people and stuff. Like no battle will be the same, which is a suffering from like a lot of games. Like a lot of games, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna do this. And
there's fatigue in terms of repetitiveness, which is what happens with the Avengers games and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
In this game, as long as you're creative, it will never get that boring.
Good. That's dope.
Okay, cool. Super quick, you know what? I wrote back to Jay Grizz saying we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat in Geek News, but we can talk about it super quick because we're already talking about gaming. Mortal Kombat just dropped the trailer for the new updated film that's going to come out.
Yeah.
One
note.
Yeah. Okay. Hit us.
Go.
Never was a big fan of the games.
Okay.
I was more of a Street Fighter kid in terms of the games because the game felt more fluid to me. Mortal Kombat was always very like kick, punch, just very robotic to me. So I never really liked it. Finishing moves were all cool and stuff.
Yeah.
First Mortal Kombat movie I loved as a kid. Loved it.
It was so well done. Yeah, it was fun to watch.
This looks like they updated the story a bit. Make it fit our times, but it looks just as campy and cheesy as the original, which I kind of look forward to seeing, and a little bit more violent. Not a little bit more, but a lot bit more violent.
Is it like messed up that I saw a man like sure it's a Red Band trailer, but is it really twisted that I saw a dude live just get his arms frozen, bust off, and didn't flinch?
Yeah, of course.
I know.
Yes. It wasn't. You could tell it's not real. Right. So any element of like brutality and fatality is not going to feel like a horror core movie. Right. I feel so.
I wonder how far they're gonna go, right?
They look like they went far as hell in the trailer. They're showing you Sub-Zero fatality Scorpion. Or Reptile. I don't know but
whoever he's doing it to. But you're seeing fatalities and stuff, and it's just like, okay, you guys are not going to hold back. No. And the video games never held back. The video games were rated mature, right? At one point, because it's like you couldn't even rate it R. You had to rate it mature. They were mature. They were ripping people's spines out of their bodies and stuff.
Dude.
I'm wondering how far the movie's going to go.
It's going to go that far. The moment they rip Jax's arms off.
Yeah. The opening scene.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Immediately.
Kung Lao's in the movie. He has a razor blade hat.
They literally started it off by what's that, Dave?
Is it also like a Scorpion origin story? If I was
I
believe that too.
Because you actually get to see Scorpion before he puts on the whole suit and stuff.
I a lot of origin stories in this. That's my only concern.
That doesn't be too much. Fit into one movie.
Because we saw how Jax loses his arms, so we're seeing a bit of Jax's origin story. We see how, like you said, Scorpion. We're getting a bit of that origin story. We're seeing that new kid. That's a new character that they're going to bring in. That the movie is about his origin story because he has a tattoo.
Cole Young or something.
Something like that.
Or something.
But it's like how many origin stories are you going to fit in a 2-hour movie? Maybe split it up, guys. But
the story will be trash, as Jay-Z saying. Jay-Z.
That's right. We got Jay-Z on the show, folks.
We got Jay-Z. Jay-Z coming through.
But the action will be great, and I'm just looking forward to the action at the end of the day. I think that's all we all want to see.
Which good guy is going to die? Like, who do you think they're going to sacrifice? Jax or
Johnny? Is Johnny Cage in it?
No, that's the thing. People are up in the upper because there's no Johnny Cage, but there's this Tobi.
I feel like Jax is going to get sacrificed.
Jax always dies, doesn't he?
Yeah, because doesn't his daughter come in? Like, isn't his daughter in the game now? And that's a whole big thing.
You play these games? I don't know.
I haven't played the game. I haven't played it.
Apparently, Raiden's evil now in the games.
Oh,
Really?
is it? Well, I'm sure you gotta
like
do something
apparently
at
it's
some
in
point.
Mortal Kombat like 11. He went back and did some shit with the timeline, and like he went mad with power. And now he's evil, and you're like, So,
Oh, okay.
Mortal
Sure.
Kombat.
It looks
Yeah.
like a retelling. It looks like a retelling of the
Mortal
first
Kombat.
one. It looks like a retelling of the first Mortal Kombat movie because the first one followed Liu Kang, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so they're just
in this too.
so it's just being done from a different perspective now.
Yeah.
Do you guys
That's
remember the TV show?
Oh yeah. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
I didn't love the TV show.
I
You like
like
the TV show, Skinny?
And I mean, it wasn't like again, not at all true to it, but I liked how it had its own like
Yeah.
way of doing things. Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat for TV, and was like, you ain't gonna see shit, but
Yeah,
this, you know,
Yeah, that's true. That's
Like,
true.
I
It's just mindless action. Canadian made
Yeah.
mindless action.
It was Canadian? I didn't know that was Canadian made.
Yeah.
There was the recently made Mortal Kombat like Scorpion's Revenge, like a movie, like an animated movie.
Yeah.
I somehow feel like this movie and that movie are like not all far apart. Like
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
like you can watch that and get this, but yeah,
Supposedly the Miz wanted to play Johnny Cage.
that could happen. That could happen. Come on, that's
I could
easy.
see that,
They
Yeah.
kill him right away.
but I'm saying he looks the role.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did Johnny
Yeah,
Cage ever fit? I never liked him as a character because he was an actor.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Johnny.
he died out. He only
He
survived.
always
the first
dies.
game.
Yeah, and then dies right after the second
Right.
round. Yeah, he's trash. I prefer Cole Young over him actually.
Yo,
Let's see what Cole has to offer.
Imagine they kill Cole Young like midway through the movie, just pop his head, and you're just like, wait, what? Like,
Holy God damn.
He was
Is his
the-
name
he was
actually
the
Cole
son of
Young?
Johnny Cage.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
know.
It is.
I like that Toby. It's just like, wait, let me check because we've been saying this for like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Shit, that's not his
Set to
name.
double check. Oh man.
Hey, we never
I'm
said we were super informed. We just said, hey, this movie looks like it's. You know what? We were pretty honest from jump. We
Yeah.
don't care about the story. His name could be Cole Alibaba. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we
Is he
don't
gonna
care.
be that cool movie? Because that's what we've been saying this whole time. We don't care about the characters. We just want to see the original people from the game do some cool shit and do some fatalities, and that's
I
it.
want to see how far I can push my psyche with these crazy fatalities.
Yeah. it's
Oh,
gonna be
they'll
weird.
push it. They'll push it.
No,
They'll
but
show you
me
everything.
resisting it and coming out like unscathed and not like
Oh,
shaking a bit because
nah, you'll be fine.
I still can't watch Smoking Aces straight up.
Oh yeah. Oh shit!
Really?
Yeah, we got to jump into
Wow.
WandaVision. We didn't touch WandaVision yet, and
All
we
All right.
I'll tell you after, but yeah.
Okay, cool.
kids, countrymen, lend us
Everybody give
your
me a high
ear.
five. High five, everybody.
Yeah.
High fives all around
All
because
around,
we
all
predicted
around.
the entire fucking show. I mean,
Good job, bro. Like, we're here.
I mean, it's almost. I think Toby and I both felt it. It's almost a little boring that we got almost everything that we
Yeah.
It's not boring because it's just like, wow, we really do know our shit.
Yeah,
I know.
everything
I'm
we've talked about for the past
Yeah.
few weeks definitely felt like okay. It was, but I almost wanted to be surprised, right?
Yes.
I wanted to be wrong.
Yeah.
In a sense.
We didn't see Mephisto officially, so we don't know that Mephisto's there. But everything
Right.
else we said about Agatha, which Skinny, you said day one.
Yeah.
You're just like, this is who she's playing. This is this. This is like you laid out all the stuff for Agatha from jump. And then in this episode, it's just like, okay, so Skinny said that, and we all agreed with him, and this is cool. 2 episodes.
Wanda's power, not Wanda's powers, but Monica's powers, how they came to be. Possibly Wanda being responsible for mutates or mutants.
Yeah, exactly.
In the suit he had on.
The suit was a nom. That was dope. I like that.
I'm curious though.
Where the kids at?
But I feel like we kind of know.
That book.
But who actually is Pietro?
Oh, flip.
Yes. Okay.
And but the thing is, we saw the whole Agatha All Along song where she's controlling Pietro. So obviously he's not Mephisto.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, do you think that mailman? I don't know. Like,
no, I don't.
You don't think so?
I don't
Ralph
think
is somebody still for sure.
Yeah.
Agatha thought she created a character, and then Mephisto actually steps in. That's a potential as well.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
I only say that because the fact their conversation like the conversation that Wanda and Pietro had like before, like all their little conversations. I'm like, he's edging her all the time. So either A, he's Mephisto, or he is her brother in some capacity who's just pissing her off. Like,
we saw that Agatha was controlling
him. Yeah.
So I mean, Agatha was the one.
Well, you see him make her. The only time you see him control is when she makes him pop up at the door. And what I'm saying is, like, for all you know,
oh no, I think she created him. I think, I think all the stuff he was doing was from her, because like when you're saying right now, for example, at the end in the post-credit scene when he runs up, his eyes are still purple. There's still that glow, but Agatha is not in the shot.
Fair.
So, I mean, at that point, I'm thinking Homeboy's just controlled the whole time. So,
I agree.
You know what's funny about Jigris just said that damn rabbit that she's always holding a rabbit and petting it is something or someone. I don't know if it's true, but I have thought that.
That's probably her cat in real life.
If that's Mr. Scratch, and in the comics, that's her son. That was turned into. In the comics, it was a cat. This one is probably a rabbit.
Okay.
We'll see.
Because isn't that that's the familiars for witches? No, isn't that they're always depicted having, even Witch Boy from DC has his Clarion has his cat. So I'm just used to, if you have a witch character and you don't have a familiar, I'm actually thrown sometimes because I'm just like, hey, where's your familiar?
Where's your familiars?
What else came out of that episode? We didn't get much in terms of Vision. We didn't get much in terms of Darcy.
So, Toby, you and I said it when we did the little segment that we did. The episode itself was kind of anticlimactic, like
lackluster.
Yeah, like we're excited about it moving forward, but compared to when Pietro showed up, compared to all the other stuff, compared to this episode, as stylish as it was, you know, shout outs to Modern Family, shout outs to Arrested Development, Curb Your Enthusiasm, all those shows, The Office, you know, great to see all these shows that we've watched in the last 10 years get the nod, but also, like Vision's Arrested Development interactions where he finally realized, like, what am I talking to you guys? It's like, ha, ha, ha. Okay.
You notice that her basement is our world. It's not actually in the aspect ratio of the TV world. Agatha's basement. Yeah, like you'll always notice whenever they're out, like whenever you're outside of the shift in aspect ratio, that happens when Wanda goes from upstairs to downstairs. It goes into the aspect ratio of like our reality.
Yeah. Did you guys notice Dottie look up? Like, am I gonna have to step up in this shit?
Oh, I did see that, and I was wondering.
Dottie was like,
So, that's weird that everyone stops when Wanda, but then it makes sense that they stop and watch because they're Agatha's eyes. Whenever Wanda's up to something crazy, you ever notice people just turn and look? Like that's Agatha. That's why she's always there in an instant. That's why she knows when she's needed.
That would explain. Yeah.
Right.
So that would suggest that Wanda created the world, but she's like the security cam system of the world. Is that what you're trying to say?
But
no, I'm saying everyone is like an uplink to what's her name again? Agatha. So whatever you see, she sees. Oh, sorry. She's aware because that's part of the spell, right? That's part of what is encoded in your mind when she has control of you. Because immediately once Wanda confronts Monica Rambeau, which, man, I wanted to see more of her powers. That was so lame.
You don't give it to you right away like that.
No,
but we did. But here's the thing: we did see her powers, right? Because Photon or whatever they end up calling her, Spectrum, whatever that, her whole power is that she consumes energy and reuses that in layman's terms,
and controls the spectrums too. That's
exactly. So she can pretty much defeat anybody. As long as she understands how your energy works, it's pretty crazy. She can use it against you.
Oh, yeah.
But she'll get beat up in the first 5-10 minutes, kind of like she's like Taskmaster a bit. But Taskmaster kind of just learns on the spot. But once she's adapted to your energy and how to use it, she reuses that. And it's kind of like, you know what's funny about that? It's kind of like Black Panther's suit, the vibranium suit.
Oh, interesting.
How it absorbs energy, and then he's able to take that energy and use it in any way. So, like, we'll see her user of power like that. This is what happened here, where Wanda had control of her, but then all of a sudden, you notice she broke out of it because her body was able to understand how that worked. and it'll be the same thing for Agatha. So Monica will probably be our hero here when this is all done.
I just want to point out Jay Grizz on the same page with me, Monica Rambeau. I said at the beginning of the episode we did with Wizzy, I was shaded. Didn't put any respect on Miss Rambeau's body and name. She is
I'm seeing so many memes around her and Darcy.
Yeah.
About the plot and how it thickens. But
so you know it's a nerdy industry, y'all.
Yeah.
Darcy in this episode lackluster.
Yeah.
I think we're a little disappointed in how she was used.
But I find you guys are saying lackluster, but I find it's because this is just my opinion. This episode was not for us, like not for the hardcore nerds. This was more for, because you have like 3 different types of fan bases for the show. You have us, the people who know a bunch of comic book stuff and watched every single movie and analyzed it. You have the people who are just pure MCU. We just watch the movies and that's it.
Yeah.
And then you have the new people.
Sure.
Like I find this episode was more, all the people from the MCU / new people need to kind of have answers right now. We can't dangle.
Oh no! Here's my thing.
You have to do some, like, you know.
I didn't.
We knew.
So lackluster because you're not giving me answers. I found it lackluster because you literally have interactions with Darcy and Vision that felt like they weren't going anywhere. Like she didn't. Skinny, hit us.
No, I'm gonna be like, Toby, you've seen it. Anyone who's watched Dragon Ball Z, you're gonna understand this reference.
Oh, well, yeah.
This was
I already know what you're saying.
Yeah. This was the Goku gets his driver's license episode.
yeah. And that's okay.
You're like, what in the go to Namek? Go to Namek.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's great. It felt, this was probably the most filler. But it's not, right? Because they did reveal things, but I felt like it wasn't for us.
But that's what Dave's
I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's for a different type of class of fan.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
Because for us, we're all nerding out here and being like, oh, like what's the Easter egg going to be? I want to see it.
I agree with
like, what's going on.
I think Marvel saw us fans being correct right off the bat, and they're like, shit.
Yeah,
they might actually have us for the first time on this one.
Okay, but you think are they actually going in there and like live editing their episodes like Kanye did his album?
No, I don't think it's going to.
Like, they're like, yo, take that out.
That's as expensive as the episodes are. But Dave, I'll say this: everything you're saying about giving information for the purposes of the average fan, the layman fan.
Yeah.
What was the point of Vision asking Darcy questions that he himself technically already knew? He just didn't know the details of.
Because people, like, for example, my girlfriend who's watching it for the first time, that was new information that she needed to know. She didn't see the movies before. So by answering, she's like, oh, okay. Like, that's the thing. When I was watching the show, I saw her reactions, right? And I'm like, you don't know anything.
Okay.
And now I get why they made the show the way they made the show.
Because I also questioned why Darcy is the one giving him all that.
Yeah. So like
like we haven't seen her since Thor, guys.
But that's the thing. This is an episode for people who started watching Marvel at WandaVision, because you do have people, because they have Disney Channel and the Disney Network. Yeah. And like, oh, this is new. I could watch this and not have to watch all these movies. Boom.
No, I get it. I think that's what it was.
I just want to remind people, if you were planning to get Disney Plus, the deadline to get it before the price jump was the 23rd yesterday. So it's now up to $120 in Canada.
How much? It's what?
It's $120 a year in Canada now.
Oh, okay, and what's the monthly price then?
It was $90 before.
That's a 25% increase.
It's because they added Star, though. In their head, see, okay, so I'll say this very quickly. Them dividing the company into 6 brands, like, you know, Lucasfilm, Star, Marvel Studios, Nat Geo, Pixar, and whatever the other one is. if you're gonna divide them into 6 and charge us 120, homie, let me just pick which ones I want. And just take them. I don't want to pay 120 for the year, but
that's crazy. We're back to cable format.
Yeah,
it's a la carte and shit.
Because right now, what they're doing is all the licensing deals that they had for Star Wars, they tried to get back. They paid out to get them back and stuff like that. So you can't watch them on other networks. All their licensing deals for Marvel stuff, same thing. They got everything back under one umbrella, and now they're charging you $120 a year, which again, compared to cable prices, way cheaper. I 100% do that. Way cheaper. But still, you're charging me 120, charging me 90. Netflix is charging us the equivalent of like almost $200 to $300 after they're $18 for HD for something for 12 months. I mean, I'm just saying.
We end up paying quite a bit for all these services separately.
Let me pay $75 and I'll take Lucasfilms, Marvel Studios, and Star. And I'm good because Star's gonna get the Hulu stuff, and I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, that's what Star's.
Yeah, Star, well, okay. So Star isn't Hulu, just to be clear, because some people are out here running Star's Hulu works. No, Star will just have the Hulu originals. The head of Disney Canada did an interview recently, and they asked him a whole bunch of questions, and he had to tiptoe around Bell Canada because he's just like, we still respect and love our partners, but we're going to be keeping our shit to ourselves now. Is essentially
where does Runaways fit then if it's not a Hulu original?
Is it not a Hulu original?
Still on.
It is still on.
Right.
We just stopped talking about it after season 1.
Damn.
Wait, Runaways is still running?
And Cloak and Dagger didn't
Runaways is still running.
No way Runaways is still running.
It is.
Not done?
No.
Dude, I have to check that.
When did you read the cancellation?
I was sure that it got canceled.
Runaways TV series.
Season 3.
Yeah, season 3.
Dog.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, I lied. Season 3 ended in 2019.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I was just like, I feel like I saw they didn't make any more. But yeah, that's like that will probably end up on Star because that is unless it's a Freeform, because Freeform is the other, because Freeform is the one where Cloak and Dagger was.
But it's Marvel.
Yeah, I know, but Freeform is the Disney sub, is one of their channels, and they put Cloak and Dagger on that one because Disney, for some reason, likes to put all their shows on 5 different platforms, which is so annoying because they own everything, so they can put it like, well, we're gonna put it on Freeform for a couple weeks, and then we're gonna re-air some on Hulu, and it's like, no, dude, just put everything in one place and let me pay $75 for the year and have the damn 3 I want, and then be done with it. Anyways,
Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger got canceled 2019.
2019. Same year.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering how it ended because my dude.
How it ended. Yeah. But yeah, okay. Well, let's wrap WandaVision. Are we excited for the last 2 episodes? They're going to be longer episodes. Not people are saying an hour long, but they're actually going to be 40-something minutes.
Yeah. I'm excited for the last 2 episodes because now I get to see the things that we knew were going to happen unfold.
Yeah.
And how they're going to unfold and connect into the next thing is what I'm excited for. So that in itself is enough for me to get through the next 2.
Dave?
That and the fact that everything that Toby said, and the fact that because when we get to the end of that means Falcon and Winter Soldier starts next, and I'm very much looking forward to that.
It's a fortnight after this ends.
Yeah,
fortnight. He says a fortnight.
2 weeks, right?
yes, it is. It's 2 weeks.
Your thoughts on WandaVision?
I'm not up to my dated medieval talk.
My thoughts on WandaVision, man. I'm just elated. I'm just happy to see all this stuff unfold on TV, and I'm not saying she's making mutants. I'm not saying any of that. But if I see my boy in a purple and red hat come right through, hey.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Hey.
It's not impossible, but yeah.
Bring me my daughter. That's all I'm going to hear.
My last note was if Agatha is the cause for the multiverse stuff with Pietro, I said this the other day too.
Yep.
I mentioned that Doctor Strange, anything magical as the Sorcerer Supreme falls under Doctor Strange. So if we're really seeing the beginning of her breaking through the multiverses, this could explain the connection between Agatha, Wanda, and the multiverse madness that we're going to see Strange tap into. And then the fact that the new Spider-Man, which we're going to, Geek News and Rumors, we're going to get to in a second again. Actually, you know what? Let's just play that right now. Geek News and Rumors. But Spider-Man's No Way Home.
Jeez and ages.
And the fact that J. Jonah Jameson showed up, and that fact that the last movie mentions multiverse, when even if it was fake, but what's his name was from the multiverse, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I feel like Marvel has been setting us up for multiverse things happening. Yep. And this is it, motherfuckers. This shit
man.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
There's one thing in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Nick Fury introduced Talos, as we know it now.
Yeah.
Introduced
Who was
Spider-Man to he was fooled, right?
That was funny. Yeah, because he goes at the end when he's talking to Skrull Kobe, Maria Hill, and she's just like, he's like, anyone could have been fooled by him. He's like trying to explain why he fell for it.
Explain it away, yeah. But I was wondering, was it actually true? You know what I mean?
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like them nodding to the multiverse there was to also have us be aware that, well, as aliens in space, why would we not think multiverse is a possibility?
Right.
Earth didn't even know about aliens before. Earth didn't know about Asgard. There's all these things. So he's just like, well, I mean, we exist and they didn't know. Maybe the multiverse exists. So.
How do you think it's gonna? No Way Home to me means that somehow Spider-Man's gonna be stuck in the multiverse or the Spider-Verse.
100. I'm very much on that page too. I think that's what's gonna happen.
He's gonna be trying to get home, and things will probably break up as he's going, and then things will just get weird.
Yeah.
No, I think it ends with him, like the third act. I think the first two is him trying to escape this madness of his identity being revealed and whatever hijinks comes out of that situation for the first two acts.
It goes like black.
And then something happens in the third act that he ends up in the multiverse through the acts of the first two. No Way Home, he's trapped in the multiverse.
And it is his last movie. His last movie.
No, because I legit see him like, all right, opening the door to his apartment, and it's just like astral plane.
Yo, dude.
Yo, we should mark that down, because if that ends up being the end of the movie, that is freaky.
Man, that would be
on February 24th, 2021. Skinny predicted the movie ends with Peter Parker, Spider-Man opening his door, and
but not even like Peter Parker, like beat up, suit torn, hat, Spider-Man mask like broken, and he's like, and it is just like, oh man, what the?
That is crazy. Brutal. That is brutal. God damn.
Man.
So yeah, that's we're all excited. December 2021, end of this year. I guess we'll see what's going on. I don't know about movies being released.
It said only in theaters on that poster, right?
I know.
Shut up.
I would hope. I wish it was all over by then.
Yeah, because in that case, we're supposed to get Black Widow, Eternals, and Spider-Man all in theaters. In the span of 6 months.
That's crazy.
You're never going to get everyone to go into theaters for that. As much as I would love to, I want to go see those in theater. I got to see the last Spider-Man movie in New York, and I saw it at the theater a block away from where the movie ends, and walked out of the theater and went to take pictures because I was like, yo, it's so wild that the movie ends right at this corner.
Right there.
Yeah, like we didn't know that's where it ended. We just went to that movie theater because it was the closest one. So it was so cool to do that. Moving on to superhero. Yo, it's a big year for us geeks when it comes to non-Marvel stuff and non-DC stuff. We're getting Invincible as an animated series with Steven Yeun as a voice.
Really good.
Grayson, and we also they just released the May 7th is going to be the release date. I forgot to write it here, but Jupiter's Legacy, which is Mark Millar's superhero universe, that's coming out May 7th. So I mean, those are pretty big. Did you guys get to see the Invincible trailer? This one,
I did watch it.
Okay,
I did, yeah.
How's it look to you guys? I mean, I think it looks cool.
It looks amazing. The animation is fantastic.
Yeah,
it looks very like they were able to like make it not look like all the others.
Yeah.
While still being like all the others. Like,
I feel like exactly, and I feel like The Boys is our mark now for brutality, right?
Yeah.
This feels like an animated version of that.
Oh, dude,
just based off the trailer.
If you've read the comic book, like I have the 3 compendiums for the entire run, and that comic does not hold back. There's blood everywhere. There's one issue of the comic book where Mark is essentially dead. His body is open. There's blood everywhere, and he's dying. And he still comes back.
But they show that in the trailer.
But the trailer shows it, but like the comic book goes even further. Like we're
obviously expecting him.
I'm hoping.
Listen, watch the trailer. You're gonna see him get busted open in the midsection. In the trailer.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. And if you guys are looking to read the compendiums, I recommend it because those are really, really solid. Jupiter's Legacy, we don't really get much stuff. I didn't know the answer to that. That's why I didn't even pop it up. Sorry. We got a question from Devin, pop quiz time, but we unfortunately don't have time to try and figure out the pop quiz, so we'll do it another time. But Jupiter's something. Jupiter's Legacy, also really good and really fun if you guys are looking for an interesting read and kind of a Superman versus Batman type story, but done by Mark Millar. So if you guys are interested in that, I would say read the comic. Is it going to
be animated on Netflix or live action?
Live action.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Josh Duhamel. Duhamel, is that his name? I always forget.
Duhamel.
Yeah, he's going to be playing the lead. I don't remember any of their names right now, but actually, I'm looking right at you, Brandon Calder, because you have my issues. Because I lent them to you before the pandemic, and I never got them back. Because I looked the other day and I was like, "Wait, where's my Jupiter's Legacy?" I was like, "Oh, damn it! I lent them to Brandon." DC Universe's new Supergirl tagged, going to be a Latina actress, Latinx. What? Cool. I mean,
all right.
I don't want to.
Yeah, DC. Like, I'm glad that we have less and less DC news in our list now.
Yeah, agreed. They canceled the show so that they could add her in the movies.
No, because she got pregnant, Supergirl.
Yeah, but she came back after the pregnancy and was still doing the show.
Oh, she already. Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, because like DC universe. What's DC's universe? Like film? Is that what they mean by that?
Yeah. In the DC EU, which is debunked already, like I don't understand why we're still
making movies about this.
They're still talking about adding characters to a universe they themselves don't want to expand on and isn't technically connected anymore. Why?
Just make standalone movies.
Hopefully this is what they're going to do, because the next one up, Blue Beetle, just got tapped. Speaking of another Latinx character.
And that I'm excited for.
Yes, me too.
Yo, Jaime Reyes is my dude, bro.
Yeah, that should be nice.
My thing is, if you're going to do this film, I want them to introduce the original Blue Beetle.
Ted Cord?
And not to star, but the same way that Homeboy got the Green Lantern ring.
Oh, okay.
And like,
sorry.
But you know how like Hal gets a lantern ring at the beginning of the movie because what's his name dies.
Right.
If you at least give me Cord dying and the Beetle being found, I'd be down.
They didn't give you Marvel and Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but they also changed the story. Because remember they changed it up quite a bit.
They probably would do that here too.
Oh yeah, no.
Shoot down them hopes.
No, but remember, everyone thought Jude Law was going to be playing Marvel. That's a lot of people thought that was originally. So yes, we can all have hope, and yes, they can easily throw it away. Marvel throwing away hope, though, I respect because they always do a better job with the story.
Right.
DC throwing away my hope is not going to go well because those figures haven't proven themselves once.
They need to stick to the script
once.
Yeah,
your boy Jack Snyder had to come back to redo the movie and is not even getting paid for the recut because he's still on his original contract. What the fuck?
That's wild.
That is crazy to me. All this time spent. And his story is, I'm not doing it for the money. Homie, you're doing it for the clout. Let's not pretend.
Yeah.
I hope the movie comes out well because you put this much time into something and you ain't getting a penny.
I've seen a side by side of his cut and like the previous trailer and cut, and it looks different. Like he has a wider field of view in his perspective. But But sorry, not a wider. The other movie had a wider. This one has a bit closer personal feel to it.
Okay.
Everything feels a little larger. So we'll see. We'll see how. I mean, I'll give it a chance. It's 4 hours long. I might watch the first half and go, I'm done. Because Dark Side still looks like trash to me. But speaking of Superman, did you? And quickly, I want to touch on it. Did you see the new Superman and Lois episode 1?
I saw a review of the show, and it looked.
I refuse.
Oh,
I refuse.
It's getting glowing reviews off the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
It's rated like 8 out of 10 right now.
They got twins.
Huh?
Did they have kids?
Yes, twins.
They have kids. Now, I also read a synopsis of because I'm like you, Doc. I'm very hesitant to watch it.
Yeah, I'm super.
So
hesitant.
I read the story, and I'm already not. I'm like, well, I guess it's not even. It's not Superman as we know it.
No.
Is it set in a future after the events of all their crossovers?
You're right. So
yeah,
like,
they have the 2 kids.
Yeah, instead of having the one son, they now have 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before they become like a baby. He's Jonathan. Jonathan right now doesn't show any powers.
Okay.
Right.
But the other one possibly does.
Maybe I'll watch this then. I guess. I don't know, man. Yeah. Okay. Fine. I mean, I can't host a geek show and not even if I don't like it. I still
give it a chance. We always give it an episode or 2 chance, right?
2x, baby. I'm gonna be watching that one at 2x.
2x.
I'll watch it.
Man.
Yeah.
I think the biggest letdown from the biggest hype up we ever had was Black Lightning to this day.
To the day, yep. To the
God,
we were excited as hell in that first episode.
God damn. Well, we were, but Skinny was already hesitant about the music. He was just like, listen,
that's
I
true.
know about this show. The music sucks. And we're like, what are you doing? And he was just like, nah, man, I'm not feeling this music.
You could always judge a show by its music choices.
He recited the lyrics and just like, what is that?
Yeah, that's
I
true.
won't do it again.
That was so
yeah.
And then the fact that Painkiller is getting a spinoff, not because he was the first choice, but because the 2 sisters were like, no, we don't want to be the stars of a show. That's the only reason they went with Painkiller, and that's rough. I mean,
that's
dude,
crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah,
they shouldn't have done a show then. But anyway,
yeah, I agree. I at that point, just because you already have the universe, just let them just end the show and then bring them back when you want crossovers.
Yeah.
Don't make Painkiller a series with the redemption like whatever. We'll see. But yeah, I guess I'll check out Superman and Lois or whatever. What's it called?
Superman and Lois.
Superman and Lois. Okay.
It's feeling very melodramatic just based off my reading.
Oh, is it a touch of Lois and Clark? Like, does it feel like this could be the Lois and Clark had they continued and got married and had
sure.
Okay.
For sure.
But also fuck Dean Cain. But yeah.
Snap. That's true. That's true.
Rick and Morty. Speaking of fucking
shit. No,
Rick
don't
and
do
Morty
that.
writers announced work begun on writing season 7 before season 5 has even aired. Now,
what?
This seems like putting the carts ahead of the horse. I mean, if you're gonna have 70 more episodes, you definitely have to be writing. So I get it. It's just I feel like writing this far ahead puts you in. I mean, you're gonna there's no room. You know, like one of the things I like about Rick and Morty was like it was commentary on things going on. If you're writing season 7 in 2021, the jokes you're making for the show when it comes out in 2023, I don't know if they're gonna hit.
Have they finished 6?
They've started right. They wrote 5, they wrote 6, and they're starting on season 7. And season 5 has not aired yet. That's how far ahead they're saying.
Season 5 even been drawn?
I don't know.
All right, here's a timeline. Season 1, 2013. Season 2, 2015. Season 3, 2017.
Oh, they're the Boondocks.
Season 4, 2019.
Fuck these niggas. They're the Boondocks. Nah, I'm not going through that again.
Also, I'd like to point out that the last season got split with a 5-month gap between episode 6 and episode 5 and episode 6.
So I'm just reading the comments of the people that are responding to that dude's tweet about writing season. Well, okay, here's a tweet. Am I allowed to say, and it's by Alex Rubens, one of the writers on the show.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say we started writing Rick and Morty season 7? And then in parentheses it goes, well, if not, we didn't, and I'm not. It's kind of like he's trying to say,
yeah, so funny. This is the level of humor we can expect.
Oh shit! Damn.
This man couldn't even write a funny tweet, and he's supposed to be writing one of the best shows.
But everyone under that is pretty much saying, like, come on, why don't we just get season 5 first?
Yeah, just put out season 5. What?
It would be great for viewers if you could put them on TV. Yeah. So
wow.
Hey, what did he think he was going to accomplish with this?
Hey, are you sitting at this table? You're eating at this restaurant? Okay, we're making your dessert. Yeah, give me my fucking meal. Why are you telling me about dessert? I didn't eat my meal yet.
I didn't even get the water at my table yet.
Exactly. That's exactly what this is.
That's funny. In comparison, quickly, Boondocks season 1 2005, season 2 2007, season 3 2010, season 4 2014.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, right.
God damn!
And now they're dropping a 5.
Yeah.
Which
is it a reboot or continuation? Oh, soft reboot. Okay.
I don't know.
Atlanta almost fell into that category.
Atlanta is in that category. Where the fuck are they?
No, they're filming 4 and 5 back to back right now.
Oh yeah,
and that's it. Oh, sorry, 3. Sorry. That one was my fault.
Maybe that should be the tell. Oh yeah, where's 3?
Where's 3? They're filming 3 and 4 back to back, and then it's over. But yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, it's ending.
You can't do that.
I know it.
Well, you can.
What do you mean? 5 seasons are a good run.
No, but they're doing 3 and 4, and that's it. They're not.
3 and 4. Oh, my bad. Okay, I misunderstood.
Dude, he just signed a major deal with another network. Yeah. He won't have time anymore.
He's out. But hey,
son of a bitch.
Fingers crossed. we might not get that Deadpool series, but maybe he'll get to work on a different animated series and can use elements from that, like that kind of energy in whatever he's doing next. Because an overall deal at Prime, and we see that Prime's willing to do animated stuff with Invincible, we might get something cool. So you never know.
Prime's putting their money where their mouth is right now.
Yeah,
they're trying to gain that content too. So
yeah. Hey, this past week I've been arguing with myself, like, am I getting rid of Netflix? Genuinely, because I haven't watched anything on Netflix recently that I thought I need to pay almost $20 a month for this one movie I saw that I was just like, this was fun, but wasn't worth it, And I'm not going back to watch stuff right now. So anyways, guys, pretty much the end of the show. Real quick, Jay Grizz, the reason we're saying Dean Cain is because Dean Cain is a bigot.
Just like Hercules, yo.
I was about to actually, I was literally typing it to Jay Grizz as you said it. I was going to say Dean Cain is synonymous with Kevin Sorbo. And I was just going to leave it at that.
Those guys can go join Cara Dune and
Gina Carano.
Yeah, and Ben Shapiro and make their own action movies for the Nazis somewhere else.
They're doing something like that, aren't they? Isn't that what happened?
She's literally making a movie with Ben Shapiro, and that's what I'm saying. Dean Cain and Ken, all of them, James Wood, all of them conservative motherfuckers out there who keep complaining. Hollywood doesn't love me because I speak my mind. No, we don't like you because you side with Nazis, you freaking idiots. How hard is that to understand? You side with Nazis. We don't want to hear from you.
Jesus.
Oh, we're not siding with them. We're talking about Sybil Liverton. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Go sit in the corner and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Let's not mention those names on here anymore, guys, if you don't want Doc to go off like this anymore.
Cheers to never mentioning dirty Nazi people, you filthy, dumb Nazi cheers.
To that effect.
And that's the whole
show.
What an ending.
Oh boy. Guys, fun one. We're out. This was fun.
Before we go, Skinny, I saw you got a tweet from the Pharaoh himself.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Pharaoh Monch, I just found out a couple days ago, but he's super cool on Instagram. But he collects toys, right? He collects Mezco and Marvel Legends. So for like Black History Month, mad Instagram toy posters have just been putting up like their own kind of Black superheroes, so on and so forth. Few people have been doing up like Black versions of the Fantastic Four. So Pharaoh Monch goes and puts up a picture of
T'Challa.
and
Storm.
Punker Storm, right? But so I'm like, okay, fine. I see this and I raise you, and I post a photo of from like years ago.
Yeah, on the throne.
Of T'Challa on the throne, doing the kind of like get this man a shield with Shuri guarding him, so on. And
Yeah.
I guess he liked it, and he responded with the woo and fire emoji, and
That's dope.
That's like super dope.
Yo, I gotta say, man, when we get the nod from those like iconic rap heroes of ours, like the time I tweeted about Greek mythology and Ninth Wonder said, "Yo, I'm a Greek myth nerd too," and I was just like, "What the fuck?" Like
so random.
I was just like, why? How did it was such a great moment. And yeah, man, when I saw that tweet from Pharaoh, I was just like, yo, dude, that's fucking dope.
And it's even cooler that it's not on some music shit.
Yeah. Yes.
So oh, you're cooler because like that's like your human word. Dope.
Yeah.
Because you're human.
No, but it's true. It kind of it humanizes them in your eyes.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, they're not.
I get it. It's a funny way to comment.
He's a nerd just like us. Man.
Yeah.
That's the vibe. So it's cool.
One of us. One of.
I was about to say that. Good job, Dave.
So shout outs to everybody who's tuned in. End of the show. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank everybody in the comments. Once again, Jay Grizz, Mike, Devin, Lee J, Mob's Goodness, everyone. I see all y'all. We appreciate it. Shout outs to the people who are listening on Mixler. I see a bunch of you tuned in on audio only. That's a cool feeling to know that people are tuned in on there too. Don't forget, if you guys are watching the show, you can always watch us live on YouTube though. That way you get to see some of the craziness. But I understand if you're listening because you might not be able to watch, and that's fair. In which case,
but you get to join in and conversation on YouTube and type to us, and we get to respond and put your comment on the screen, so it's more interactive. Just so you know.
Yeah, right. Just so you know. So we want to thank you guys, and make sure you guys check us out, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. And once again, if you guys want to follow us on Spotify, do so. And if you guys want to hit us up with a review on iTunes, we very much appreciate it. That's pretty much it. Voting for the Best of Montreal is going to start soon. It's usually this window. I don't know if they're going to do it this year because, the pandemic last year made things a little hard. So a lot of the stuff that they usually do in the Best of Montreal, restaurants and stuff like that and shops and whatnot are heavily affected. But I'm still hoping they're going to do the media stuff. And we did get into the top 3 last year. And we would love if and when they do launch it this year, if you guys want to throw the votes. I'm saying it early. I'm getting to y'all early. It's February 24th, and I'm saying it right now. But we appreciate y'all. And that's it. That's all. That's the whole show. Peace, everybody.
Doses.
Fuck y'all, nigga.